Welcome to Trailblaze, an exhibition of the arts. We are Taboo Art, a group of international artists based in London who create not to impress, but to transform. Tonight, we hope that the pieces that you're about to see inspire and challenge you to be a trailblazer and to run the path marked out for you in your life.
We have a variety of original performances and pieces created under the theme of Trailblaze. We've got fashion, dance, visual arts, and coffee, and so much more. So let's kick it off tonight with our first musical performance.
I fight with you until dawn. I have ideas of who I am, running away from all my wrongs, but you replaced all that with your words. Standing in front of favor, wrestling with my heart, coming to conclusions. I struggle to win this fight. I struggle to win this fight. No, I won't be an imposter anymore. You love me through all my flaws. You whispered over all the noise, and that's okay. You're not alone, and that's okay. I hear a song on the radio. It is a song I never heard before. A melody out of my comfort zone that would upon my soul. No, I won't be an imposter anymore. You love me through all my flaws. You whispered over all the noise, and that's okay. You're not alone, and that's okay. I won't be an imposter anymore. I won't go back to where I've come from, and I won't be an imposter anymore. I won't go back to where I've come from, and I won't be an imposter anymore. I won't go back to where I've come from, and I won't be an imposter anymore. I won't be an imposter anymore, and that's okay.
The wild and the brave will always pave the way for those coming after them.
Crashed into the basement. Your pain was swallowing me. I was like a lead balloon, I couldn't even get up to turn the lights on. The dark was swallowing me. Lord knows you can't trust your head when you're standing on the edge. I'm breaking down. Lord knows you can't trust your head when you're hanging by a thread. I was breaking down and I saw only 2 footprints in the sand. Thought you'd abandon me and let go of my hand, but you were carrying me to safety. 2 footprints, your footprints in the sand. 2 footprints, your footprints in the sand. 2 footprints, your footprints in the sand. Oh, I forget the things I knew. It was I who'd abandoned you. Forgive me, I was lost and found. You had never left my side, picked me up when I thought I would die. You held me, and I was found. Lord knows you can't trust your head when you're standing on the edge. I'm breaking down. Lord knows you can't trust your head when you're hanging by a thread. I was breaking down and I saw only 2 footprints in the sand. Thought you'd abandon me and let go of my hand, but you were carrying me to safety. 2 footprints, your footprints in the sand. 2 footprints, your footprints in the sand. 2 footprints, your footprints in the sand.
To me, the word trailblaze means to create a new way or a new direction. It's to go against the standard. The world has a lot of standards already, but I want to set a new standard. In order to do that, we need to take away our old mentalities and our old mindsets. This is what the lightning process represents. For this process, we used Pulp Riot's lightener with 20 volume developer. We went through and foiled all the hair in the peekaboo area to remove all of her natural color. From there, we used Pulp Riot's semi-hair color in shades Cupid, Jam, and Nevermore, with a little velvet. The colors represent the new that we're able to take in once we've let go of the old. The old isn't always bad, but it sometimes stops us from moving forward. When we trailblaze, we're going forward and creating a new path for others to follow, one that hasn't been established or lived yet. This provokes change in us and new growth. The path that I want to create is one that embraces people no matter where they've been, one that doesn't compromise truth, and one that is willing to push past my comfort zone in order to bring that truth to others. I don't want to get stuck in what's stagnant, but to press on into what's ahead. Trailblazing means to create a new path or a new way, so I want to leave you with this. What trail are you paving for others to follow?
Thank you so much for those awesome hairstyling videos. And now on to our second segment of the exhibition. We're going to be hearing from Shani, one of our culinary artists, who's going to be sharing about her picture series with the photographers.
Yeah, when I heard the theme was trailblazing, I really wanted to work with the French pastry called millefeuille. What's specific about this is that you roll it over itself many times to get all of the layers, as you will see in the pictures. And the photo series is of 6 photos, 3 dark ones and then 3 a bit in a different light, as you can tell. The 3 dark ones is seasons in our life where we might feel pressed, we might feel completely broken and feel like we're being shaped into something. But out of that comes the lighter pictures, as you will see. Unity and uniformity is going to come, community and identity. And it's really just, I wanted to encourage people, like if you're in this season, gonna reap something, you might have to go through it again, but it's gonna look different. So yeah, that's really the heart behind it.
Jenny, thank you so much for sharing. And now we're going to head over to our dancers.
I wanna run and not see danger, and pardon any type of risk. I want my eyes to take in wonder and look ahead with open hands. I wanna breathe like I'm supposed to, like I've been breathing all my life. I wanna give my heart a breakthrough, but still it's tethered to my mind. I wanna love without condition and give them what you gave to me. I wanna shut my mouth and listen, but still my thoughts need their own shield. I like to think I'm getting better, but here I live as one guilty. So could you please just make me stronger? I wanna run wild and free. The garden will grow, don't you know? The garden will grow. The garden will grow, don't you know? The garden will grow. The garden will grow, and it grows. The garden will grow. I'm learning how to rest easy.
Trailblazing means being the first and making a way. This is something that I've always struggled with. I thought being the first person was so daunting, like the old explorers who set off to a new world. But even being the first to step on a stage leaves an unsettling feeling in me. The hair industry is filled with trailblazers, whether it be creating new technology, new color, new techniques. I found it impossible to do anything new and I got stuck, wondering what else was there. What can I do that is new? But just like hair, we're all so individual. Just like these 3 guys have such unique hair, we all have our own unique personalities, talents, and capabilities. So what happens when we do something for the first time? When I open a salon in the heart of London, I am trailblazing a new path. Not because I'm the very first to do that, it's been done hundreds of times, but because I'm doing it in my own unique way. The way that only I could. We all leave a signature. I did the same haircut on all of these clients, and it looks different on every one of them. We can use the same tools, just like how the same tools and styling products were used for these cuts, but the outcome ultimately will be different. I'm a trailblazer, and it isn't so scary. I make a new way and create a new path. I may not travel to new worlds like the explorers did, but I'm changing the hearts of the people I see.
All right, now we're moving on to the photography portion of our exhibition as we hear from Yael, one of our photographers, as she explains her piece.
Yes, so I spent a lot of time thinking about what being a leader means to me. And I think now I appreciate leaders and what they do for us a lot more because, yes, for the obvious part, they pave the way that we're walking on, that we're following on. But also just the fact that there are so many leaders everywhere, if it's family, the obvious teachers, or even just people that we have by our sides, like friends for a specific season. It's really crazy. It's just so cool to know that there are people that go into a place first before us, and they're the first ones to be in those difficult situations and with all the struggles. And so they're trying to find solutions so we can more easily and faster follow and even go further because of that. And my plan that I had for this picture was to take a picture of the rush hour and capture the motion blur of the people. But because I thought it would be a little safer, I ended up taking pictures of my friends walking. And the picture you actually see is a picture, 8 pictures layered on top of each other. Just to create this big, blurry and chaotic crowd. And there's this leader in the middle that just really represents the stability that they have. And I hope that this picture speaks to you beyond that.
All right, now we're going to hear from one of our other photographers, Daniel.
Thank you. So for this image, I really wanted to let it speak for itself because there's a lot going on, as you can see. But I did collaborate with a creative writer to create kind of a description, a short little phrase that would really describe what this photo means. So the description that we came up with is intentional connection and communication is the key to trailblazing and cutting through all the confusion and lies and whatnot in the present. So this phrase kind of came about because as I was editing it, I really wanted to challenge myself with Photoshop and really trailblaze Photoshop in myself because I'm really bad at it. So I really wanted to improve and kind of use it in an exhibition setting. So I made sure I had some Photoshop, and then the key part of that phrase that we came up with came because as I was putting in the fire, without intention, it just ended up looking like a key, kind of like the shape of a keyhole. And then the person who I was talking to was like, man, that's a key. And I was like, oh, I think it is a key. I was like, I did not mean that. So that's how that photo came to be.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Daniel. Thank you so much to all of our photographers. Now, up next, we're going to hear from our visual artist, Philippe, who will be explaining his digital art pieces.
Hello, thank you. So for this series of 3 pieces, I wanted to take the trailblazing into the sense of self-trailblazing in intimacy and in self-inspection. So I decided to picture a cave for that. Basically, there is several elements in this that are important. It's basically to explore a cave, the first thing is to have the need of a direction. And this is represented by the stream that is flowing in the ground that give us a hint of what should we follow in this. And there is as well the light, which is allowing us to see our surrounding, to understand it, and to see more clearly what we have inside of us. So in the term of self-introspection, it can be the stream, it will be an input from somebody, an invitation to this, to explore what we have inside of us. It can be basically anything that the clenches, a word from somebody or a movie that touched us at some point and we wonder why. And the light is basically what's allowing us to understand what we see inside of us instead of just darkness and sometimes fear and this kind of stuff, which can be, for example, a friend, somebody to talk to, a mentor, or this kind of thing. And what he discovered at the end of this cave is basically a wall that is restraining the water, what he have inside, that what he was seeing, to flow out more. And we can see that the characters came with a tool to actually break them down, which is basically will be his next work. Which brings us to the next piece, which is an animation this time. about the destruction of this wall. And basically what we can see is like the destruction of our wall is something that can take a lot of time. It asks perseverance, it asks commitment to this. And yes, sometimes the task can seem repetitive, but it's important to like go through it day after day. You can see as well sometimes it asks a swap of perspective because what we're doing is not working, and sometimes things goes easier because breaking a part of the wall bring more of result down. But you can see that with each rock being taken down, we have more and more of the water flowing out until it reaches out its full potential and flow out completely. And basically the third piece is what happened when the wall is completely broken down, what we achieved to like cast down our problems and this kind of stuff, which is basically a stream. The little stream that we have before became a torrent flowing out of the cave when we have like the character contemplating what is achieved, because even the torrent being able to get out of the cave is also a representation of what we have inside, being able to reach others, to reach what the people around us are surrounding, which can be like the landscape in the background, which is now green, which we could imagine with a single little stream would have been really dry before. So yes, this is basically the meaning of all my three pieces. And yes, thank you for your listening.
I have been alone for a lifetime. All alone in the dark. Wasting away in the confines of slinking shadow. And to step out of the light would be the end of me. I would be seen, judged, and deemed. But some days, I want to step out. I feel that ache within, calling me to the light. To be greeted by the same sun that has seen all, and watched swords turn into snakes, and demons into doves. But I can't do it. So I sit here and whittle my sticks, sharpen my pencils, perfecting them for a usage that will never come. I spend my days hiding from the light, for fear that it would shine right through me. Until the day where I tried to step out. That glimpse of the light, the outside world, it changed me. Taunted and haunted, I was torn from my comfort and my rituals. The witnesses had found me. I was alone and seen by all eyes. The outside world was now within my own blood. The land where the shadows meet the light, and those who walk freely within it to be seen must choose to hide or to bask. And that urge, the call, it did not go quietly. I knew that I had to bask. I knew what I had to do.
I'm slowly drifting to you. Stars and planets are calling me. A billion years away from you. I'm on my way, I'm on,
I won't just walk the road, I will run it.
What if we push forward? What if we kick those walls? What if we push beyond? What if the only thing I need is to trust your word? I see from above and I know we are one. Staring down my former tracks, I run this race alone. I open my eyes, now I see who's in front, and I know I'm heading home. I'm heading home. I'm letting go. I'm letting go. What if I let go? What if I go home? What if I follow?
You were alone, left out in the cold, clinging to the ruin of your broken home. Too lost and hurting to carry a load. We all need someone to hold. You've been fighting the memory all on your own. Nothing washes, nothing grows. I know how it feels being by yourself in the rain. We all need someone to stay. We all need someone to stay. Hear the falling and lonely cry out. Oh, you're fixing me up. Oh, you show me how. The end of the day, we're helpless. Can you keep me close? Can you love me most? You've drunk it down and you spat it out, and nothing tastes like the things you had. So tear it off, why don't you let them go? We all need someone to stay. We all need someone to stay. Hear the falling and lonely cry out. Oh, you're fixing me up. Oh, you show me how. The end of the day, we're helpless. Can you keep me close? Can you love me more? Can you keep me close? Can you love me most? You were alone, left out in the cold, clinging to the ruin of your broken home. You're falling and lonely, cry out. Will you fix me up? Will you show me hope? The end of the day and we're helpless. Can you keep me close? Can you love me? Can you fall and lonely, cry out? Will you fix me up? Will you show me hope? The end of the day we're helpless. Can you keep me close? Can you love me most? Can you keep me close? Can you love me most?
Yes, so for our next part, we're going to be meeting Perry for her coffee presentation, and then over to Will for his spoken word piece.
Hello everyone, my name is Perry. I'm the head barista at Think Coffee and Ink, and today for our demonstration I'm going to be making a coffee-based cocktail. So I was thinking on the theme Trailblaze, and it was making me think that we don't get somewhere from nowhere, right? So we always come from somewhere, and we've learned things, we've grown, all that sort of stuff. Even when we're pioneering, it's really important to remember where we come from. So I didn't necessarily create something super new, but it's based off of a Manhattan cocktail. But it also has coffee, so it's kind of in between a Manhattan and an espresso martini. So the coffee I'm going to be using today is a Robusta espresso, which is quite different. Normally specialty coffee is Arabica. So Robusta tends to be a bit more dull, but it's a lot more durable. It gets less insects, less pests, all that sort of stuff. It can survive a lot harsher weather conditions. But this one has been roasted by the guys in Switzerland from a company called Vertical. And it's from Uganda. And it has a really nice berry-like sweetness. It has a really full body, so it really accompanies the drink nicely. And then we're gonna be using vermouth, sweet vermouth, and a honey whiskey. And I've chosen a grapefruit for the garnish today, just to shake things up. So we're going to put some ice in our shaker. And then I'm going to be using 1 part espresso because it can get quite strong. And then we're going to use 2 parts whiskey and 2 parts vermouth. So I call this a Manhattan Blackout, which I did Google to see if anything else is called that, and I did find one, but I couldn't find the recipe. So hopefully this is a little bit different than anything you might find on the internet. And highly encouraged to try this at home. You can use decaf coffee as well if coffee keeps you up at night like me. So we're just gonna shake it with the ice for a few seconds. Open this without spilling it on my shirt. And strain it into the glass without the ice. So then with the twist, you're gonna wanna peel, trying not to get the white bit of the fruit because that bit's quite sour. And you want to kind of squeeze the mist over the drink. Gonna rub the edge with it. And there's your cocktail. So yeah, try this at home. Let us know how you like it, and thank you so much.
To tread, it's to place a degree of faith in your step, to be assured, though not sure, that you're guided, directed like lightning, dispersed with power, yet trembling and rumbling, never sure of your path. So what if each step compiled to form a journey's breadth was not so chance-induced? What if every footstep that you plant as you go adds ease to the voyages of those behind you? For a path imprinted on the road over and over and over makes it far less easy to lose yourself to the journey. And make no mistake, the journey will get you. It's relentless, winding, binding, gnashing and gnawing. So treacherous that to look to either side of the path is enough to strike fear into the hearts of men like nails into wood and turn them tail, ushering them to flee. Who alone can climb the mount upon which lies the fruit of fiery goodness? Well, I wish I could tell you, but I'm still walking, still forging this way forwards, though it's already been forged. And I made it for you. I paved the way before you took your first step. I gifted you with the legs with which you move. I carved out the footprints, planned the journey before you decided to take it. So why am I still afraid? Afraid to fail, second-guessing every step, trudging forwards with doubt when I should be surging forwards with faith? You don't understand. I took you in these arms, carved you with these hands. I delight in the man with no plan that you are. So stand, rise to the occasion, go blazing and emblazon. I want you to take up no fear. But I'll fall. He will fall. Yes, you will fall. But the fall gives you the chance to rise, and from the ground look up with eyes so set on the prize that you can't ever forget it's why you walk this road. And I will be there, extending my hand. There is no way you could ever ease this path of pain. Surely not. Surely not. Don't tell me that I can't, when it's already been done. Don't tell me there's no way when I am the way. Don't allow this world to tell you how to run the race. I'll feel your every step if you let me. On the road where I once carried a cross, now I'll carry you. Because where I'm from, it's no weakness to ask for help. Be unafraid. I walk with you. So if I go with you, if I let you lead the way, then it's already been done. You have a place in the greatest kingdom. Not just my home, but yours too. You will be crowned and adorned with the love of our Father. But this road, it's too narrow for two. Like death, its jagged edges frown on either side. So tight, so harrowing, chiseling the faith of even the strongest. And some say that near no one has ever walked it all the way to its end. I've walked this road before, and you can do the same through me. And on that day when you make it, and you will make it, you'll look back and you'll see that I was at your side the entire time, that the footsteps you took were my own, and that walking in them allowed others to do the same. No ragged crag or thorn of death could ever pierce my truth, that I was born to die and died for life. That same life that flows from the fountain, the chance to begin anew. My hand is outstretched, and I will return. But do you have the courage to take it? I will try to believe. Then you will finish this road.
Awesome. So now we're going to be heading on to seeing 2 more pieces from our photographers, starting with Kaylee.
For my piece, I decided to capture a journey between a mentor and a mentee. For this, I had the mentor, Courtney, with the pink hair, wearing black to symbolize strength, but also pain and struggle. And then I had Elfie, who is the mentee. I had her wear white to symbolize newness and purity. I decided to have their faces kind of forming together to show the trailblazing or the path from Courtney to Elfie. And I layered photos through Photoshop, about 20 photos or so, in order to capture this image of the trailblazing. So the meaning behind my photo is to show that even though you go through struggles, and as long as you keep pioneering, that you can trailblaze for someone else to come, for the next generation.
Kaylee, thank you so much. That's amazing. Now we're going to be moving on to Carissa.
Yeah, so for my photos, I did a series based on what it means to pioneer something. So in the first image, I have the hands, or the one hand, and it's holding the rose. And there's like red dripping down and gold as well, because when you're pioneering something, there's a lot of good that comes from it, but also a lot of sacrifice and a lot of struggle. So yeah, so that's where the red comes in, because the thorns from the rose are cutting her, so she's bleeding. But at the same time, from the gold, she's getting a lot of good from like growth. And from the gold, it's just showing that there's a lot of good that comes from pioneering, like growth and all of the new things that you can pass on to other people, which brings us into the second image, where you see her and she has a lot of rose petals falling around her, because the rose from the initial image is passing on everything it learned to someone new. So all of the rose petals falling around her show that the platform that someone else built, they're passing it on to her. So.
Carissa, thank you so much. Now we're going to be moving on to our final portion of the exhibition, and we're going to be starting with a monologue from Until Time, performed by the Majesties troupe.
You hear a lot of things from a lot of people in today's world. We as humans are a finicky bunch. The government, for example, will pass a law one day, and then the next day another one has come, pushing the old one to the side. Or today, someone could tell you they love you and vow to spend the rest of their life with you, and then tomorrow that love could be gone, dead, as if it never existed. What I'm trying to say is that society as a whole is full of people who don't really know what they want. And then you have people who feel the need to tell you what they know and call it truth. And this happens wherever you go and with whomever you meet. So why trust people? Why trust what anyone says, does, or believes if the only evidence to support it is their own testimony? Now look, I know what I know and I believe what I believe. But I would never force that onto anyone. I'm not here to convert people, not at all. But what I saw today is completely fake. There was this crowd of people, and some woman was supposedly healed from a lengthy disease just by touching this man's coat. Supposedly. This crowd was huge. People pushing and shoving, and everyone was following this man. And in that horde of frenzied people, this woman claims to have been completely healed from some extensive illness just by touching his coat. I didn't believe it, and I don't believe it. Now here I am doing the very thing I complained about, but I'm sorry, how could someone be healed from a lengthy disease just by touching a man's coat? It doesn't make any sense. I've heard a lot about this guy. He's the one with all the followers. They say he goes around making miracles happen and doing the impossible. But like I said, I'm not one to push my opinion onto people, so I'll leave it at that. That event wasn't the only thing that happened that day, though. If it was, I would have just left, but then I saw the girl. I'd seen her and her family around, and I know her dad is someone pretty high up. She'd been sick for a while now. She couldn't walk, she could barely even stand. And everyone knew about it. I heard everyone shouting and weeping, and I knew. I mean, the whole town was waiting for it. This girl on the brink of death, there was no coming back from it. But then that man went into the house. I still don't fully understand what happened. I don't know if I want to. But the next thing I know, this girl comes walking out of the house, beaming, dancing like she never had. This morning she was bedridden. She was dying, and now it was like she was brought back to life. The impossible became the possible. And now I feel like I'm going insane. He and his followers have been all around, preaching their truth, but they've also been healing lepers and making the blind see and the deaf hear. Now, normally, these sort of things happen through the means of witchcraft, and these people are weeded out, to put it nicely. But there wasn't anything of the sort. There was no evidence of any kind of sorcery. Just the man. So this girl passed. He walked in, and she came back from the dead. But how? To be honest, I didn't want to see what I saw today because... However, I hate those kind of words. But, however, they're words that challenge. They're made to contradict what was just said. I didn't want to see what I saw today because, it was my however. And it scared me. For my entire life, I believed what I was taught to believe. I had no reason to doubt or to challenge anything that I learned, but I'm starting to question. Because of that diseased woman and that dying girl and that anomalous man, I'm questioning everything. I'm questioning what I know and why I'm here and who I am, and I'm scared. I'm scared and frustrated, but why? What does it mean? I wish I hadn't seen what I saw today, because then I'd just go back to living my life like nothing happened. I go back to working, go back to doing the things I normally do, but after today, I can't. This woman was healed just by touching his cloak. And this girl was brought back to life just by his words. His presence in this town sparked a movement of restoration. But after the life I've lived, could I be a part of that movement? Would I be allowed? And with a life of errors, believing what I believed, with my past, with my shame, could I be a part of that movement? Could I be restored?
One foot in front of the other. Each step is motivated. Onward and upward is the only way. What keeps you moving? What keeps you pushing? Look inside every mind, every chasm of the human spirit, and you'll find it. An undying, unquenchable fire. Whether it be a spark or an engrossing inferno, there's a perpetual flame that is a constant fuel. A fuel that ignited the fervor. A fuel that ignites movement. Can you hear it? The people trudging through the muddy waters of fear. Each person fueled by their internal flame. Each step laced with this heat. Their stamina doesn't waver as the power of this fire propels them forward. These people choose this battle. These people choose to push, to persevere, to pave the way for those behind them. They are unstoppable. The fire within them cuts through the culture, carving the path for generations to come. And with every step I take, my inner fire lights the way. And every battle I fight is fueled with this blazing flame. I choose to make this fight my own. In every person, this blazing fire, with its force and intensity, ignites passion.
Still yet to
Thank you for joining us for Trailblaze, an exhibition of the arts.
If any of the pieces or performances inspired you, why don't you be a trailblazer in your life and share it with someone that you know? Once again, we are Taboo Arts, and we'll see you for our next exhibition.